and the caterpillar's divorce and all these strange things which all went ching, plinka, plunka, plinka, plunka, ching, And I thought, when do I start? And then every Saturday on Junior Choice, Uncle Mac would have to do Sparky's Magic Piano. He'd just sit down at the piano, Sparky, and the piano would say, I'll play anything you ask me to play. Which was sort of like early synth. I don't know how they did it. Perhaps it was a talking piano. If it was, I wanted it. I'd like to sit down and go, bling, blong, ding, ding, ling, bong, ling, blong. And it would all rattle out. Just let the piano do it. It'd be tremendous. And then my mother would say, hey, who's that playing? And I could say, it were me, Mother. Like Sparky. Never happened. And I feel like that sort of stunted my youth and my growth to some degree. But,
and I also wonder if the Sparky that it refers to is Mark Hughes of Manchester United, because that's his nickname.
Is it?
And if he had a magic piano, it might have helped them win the championship last season.
Why is he called Sparky?
I don't know.
Because he goes...
Almost certainly, I would have
possible,
thought.
yeah. Anyway, what's the chance of that?
You've got absolutely no problem with it going into room 101.
Okay, we've got
it goes in with Mark Hughes, in fact.
Yeah.
The bravest animals in the land are Captain Beaky and his band. That's Timid Toad, Reckless Rat, Artful Owl and Fatty Bat.
I'm glad that's already in. But it's a bit like a road accident. I mean, Captain Beaky happened to me, but no, I can't remember anything about it. You know, all I remember is coming to the bend. You know, I saw some lights. You tell me it was Captain Beaky. I don't know about that.
You always felt there should be an additional verse. The most irritating animals in the land are Captain Beaky and his band.
Or where they were run over suddenly, walking across the road.
Yeah,
There's
the
a
most
book
dead animals in the land
Yeah.
are Captain Beaky and his band, yeah.
There's a sort of tongue-in-cheek book available in America now, which is called something like Something Fauna. I've forgotten the title, but it means you can get out of the car and identify what you've run over. It gives you maps and plans of flat animal. I'd have liked that applied to Captain Beaky, and if he'd hadn't run over him, I'd have hit him with the book.
Gee, fair enough. Right, most hated person next, John.
It's difficult, because I thought, obviously, you think of the obvious things, you know, like, there's always references on this programme to Jeremy Beadle and all that sort of thing, yeah. I was going to watch him some months ago, and I said to the missus, here's this thing about videos, and she said, no point in watching that, it's just children coming down a hill and falling off their tricycles and landing in a holly bush. And I thought, actually, what else do I want to see on television with my feelings? You know, I'm only second to King Herod in my view of children, so... And I've watched it ever since, so I've thought he has... I'd hate him, but like the children hitting their heads at their birthday parties. And then I thought, hang on. And I remembered a bloke I knew 30 years ago when I was at college, I suppose, the start of the 60s. And I dug holes in the road for the electricity board. Very often I'll be put with this bloke, he may be still alive somewhere, who's called Geordie something, because they were all called Geordie something like, well, here's the team, and this is like Geordie Armstrong, Geordie Cameron, Geordie Mackenzie, you know, all Geordies were called Geordie. But I'd get stuck with this bloke, and he'd do the work, he was a craftsman, and I had to expose the pipe, as they say. In other words, I'd take the flagstone up off the pavement, lean it against the wall, right? Then he'd say, right, son, well, I'll make a cup of tea, you expose the pipe, you know, and you get like, you start to dig the earth away till you got to the electricity pipe, like, you didn't go too hard, you know, because you didn't want instant Jimi Hendrix haircut, you didn't need that. So I'd dig away at the pipe, and then he'd get down, right, son, leave it to me, he'd get mine and do the job, like, with all the molten lead and all that stuff, so to seal it all up, what he had to do. Soon as he started that, he'd suddenly start to sing. And he sang, Oh, Punchinello. And that was it. And he only sang one, I say song, it's a fragment. You know, I feel like an archaeologist. There it was, and there'd be a pause, and after about 5 or 6 minutes, I think, well, that's it, you know, and then he'd suddenly go, there you go, let's just get that sorted out. Ah, there we are. Oh, Punchinello. I worked with him for weeks, for months, actually, because I went back the next year, and he was still going, Oh, Punchinello. And then stopped. I mean, I never know what the song is. I've never found it to this day, but I don't want to be reminded of it now. So he should be in there with Peter Sarsted.
It's a teaser. It's such a teaser.
No,
Who is this Punchinello?
Don't ask me. I don't know, Nick.
That is a terrible, terrible, terrible tragedy.
Terrible enough to go in?
I feel so.
Who was it?
101, reverberating to the sound of...
Oh, Punchinello. Sport?
No. No.
I know it very well enough.
Yeah,
but
you should know it very well.
why? It's not.
Every evening.
It's not John Peel.
For many, many years.
What is it?
Nationwide.
Oh, of course, yes, Nationwide. Is it that bad?
Oh, Nationwide was dire. I mean, it's like having the local news, but across the whole country.
I know what you mean. Man's hat blows off in Balham.
Yeah.
That kind of...
Woman nearly knocked down.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. OK, and next, it's your most hated book.
Aha! I saw this round the corner in a bookshop. To be perfectly honest, I saw a card first, and I started to read it. It was a card with just writing. It wasn't like little kittens jumping out of a teapot or the usual kind of things you send to people at Christmas and so on. And it had got writing on, and I thought, hang on. And what was worse, this person had signed it. Then I saw there were some books at the side, and I thought, this is absolutely too much. Then I flicked through them, and I realised what I was reading. The person's name is Susan Pollis Schutz. First, she's an American woman. That's a very bad sign. American women are bad news, but American women who think they're sensitive and write it down, they're very bad news. And if they've got three names, like Susan Pollis Schutz, that's... So I thought I bought the book. This is her latest work. Thank you for being my friend. When I have a problem, I ask for your help. Because your wiseness... Notice he says wiseness. Did you like that?
Yeah,
Wiseness. Got away with words. Wiseness helps me to solve it. And it goes on about thanking you for being my friend. Signed, Susan Pollis Schutz. There it is. And she's written many other books, including The Best Is Yet to Be. And Whatever Is Best. And that great work, I Want to Laugh. I Want to Cry. I want to be sick, personally. She's got another horrendous one that begins, I go out all the time with so many people. But when I need... ... Goes out with many people. This woman would be like antimatter. She'd walk into the bar, people saying, oh, I think I've got a heart attack. I better go home. Oh, last boss, sorry, got to go. The bar would clear as she walked in and decided to give a reading. She's got to go in. All three of us. Susan Pollis Schutz.
I think she has to go. I think she has to go.
She could sit with the man every so often. She'd stop.
And he'd go,
oh, Punchinello.
It's the dream ticket, isn't it? What was his name?
Geordie something.
Geordie something.
And now here's Oh Punchinello, sung by Geordie. And you just stop there, you say. So you got like off. Wonderful.
Definitely, they're in.
Oh, good. I'm doing well in Alta.
You are.
I wish I'd looked after me teeth and spotted the dangers beneath all the toffee.
She's all right.
Yes, I was gonna say,
can't we do
suddenly,
like a swap?
Exactly.
Over
Suddenly,
a bridge.
Pam Ayres is a deeply talented, lovely
They
person.
start to walk from different sides of the bridge, and we've got a guns cock, and they meet in the middle, like Michael Caine's watching from the other side. And then, we get Pam Ayres, and they get Susan Pollis Schutz.
I don't think we can actually arrange that. We might put her in contact with the escape committee.
Imagine trying to deprogram Susan Pollis Schutz. She could be there for years.
Okay, next one. Another musical interlude.
Well, here it comes.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of, don't you?
What?
Oh,
yes. Ruining the music, this is.
What are they laughing at?
I don't need to say anything.
You feel sure?
Well, I don't think it needs justifying any further. You know, it's a bit like the Yorkshire Ripper or something like that. Once he'd cough for it, they know they got the right bloke, you know. I mean, there's no point. It's hardly worth going to court. And this is a bit the same, isn't it? What I really dislike about it, I suppose, is when I was a kid, I used to get like Dandy and Beano, and I never saw any child laughing at it. You open Dandy and Beano, whatever it was, and you'd see Desperate Dan or Corky the Cat in the first frame walking down the street reading their own comic and going, laugh, laugh, spelt Laff, you know, laugh, 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 chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. But I never saw anybody go chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. And the idea, all this phony laughter, I never believed that laughing policeman syndrome, that people went home, had a few beers and put on an old 78 of people laughing in all these awful depressed kind of Coronation Street rows and all sat there laughing in the kitchen over